Welcome to Twinks That Think. I'm your host, Louis Castaneda. And today I have my favorite straight man of the summer of 2025.
I've made a quick guest appearance in Lewis's life, and I have to say I'm happy to be here.
I have always supported DEI, and so that is why we're making sure to have a straight man on the podcast.
A new house inclusion, and sometimes it might not seem that way, depending on the day, but I am both straight and white.
Yeah, you are white.
Believe it or not. So I'm happy to provide an underrepresented perspective
You're white, and
to this
I'm
conversation. To this conversation.
not. So that's the whole color idea. That's for another episode. But on today's episode, I want to talk about a certain creature that lurks in the streets of New York, of Bushwick, of Logan Square, Chicago.
Places very near and dear to our hearts.
The performative male. What is a performative male in your perspective?
So, to the audience, I need you to know that I have been waiting to find a platform to speak about these things. I need to credentialize myself in some capacity, and I will say that throughout my life, I've done things that have been claimed by the performative community to be cool, whether it's liking books, having empathy, writing poetry, playing acoustic guitar in public spaces unsolicitedly. I've seen...
Where the hell have you been playing acoustic guitar?
At my grandparents' house.
Oh,
In the
okay.
backyard, known as garden.
Oh,
And occasionally
okay. But that's
in
sweet.
group settings. Yeah.
Okay. Occasionally.
Occasionally.
When there's just a guitar.
Occasionally.
Right.
Yeah. There's a lot of discourse going on right now attacking the performative male, but I think I want to take a different perspective. I want to cast sympathy, a little bit of sympathy, to a group of people who I think are struggling to find themselves
Okay.
and not grounding themselves in something that feels authentic. So, what is the performative male? We can come up with stereotypes.
Okay. I'll start.
Go ahead.
I feel like I know of it less because I'm not really into it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm into what's the opposite of performative male? Like, what is a gay man?
Paul, the most authentic,
Paul, yeah, the
free-spirited,
authentic,
unconcerned with fitting into concepts.
If you guys don't know Paul, he's one of my good friends, and he is one of the most realist, authentic.
Yeah.
Doesn't really give a fuck about how to wear a shoe correctly, and it's astounding.
Yeah,
truly.
You cannot replicate Paul's aesthetic if you wanted to, because most of the items that he uses are hanging on within an inch of their life.
Yeah, but he rocks it too. He doesn't
such
care.
a beautiful, authentic way.
He doesn't care.
Paul is our antithesis to what I think performative males have become. So you think performative male, what are they doing? They're sitting.
Are they all straight men? Are all straight men performative males? Because it's like I see a gay man doing all the things that I would consider, a performative male to be doing. I'm like, oh, that's just a gay man.
Is because there's, instead of operating from a place of authenticity, you're operating with an agenda, which is attracting straight women, or deceiving straight women into thinking
not just
that you are
bi women too,
by women especially susceptible to
by race.
Yeah, the straight male propaganda. But I think it's an agenda focused aesthetic, and that's what I think is. I think that's the problematic thing about it, and you see the types of men that shift into this. So, a case study example, you got Kyle from Ohio, maybe grew up playing football, moves to Bushwick after graduating from a Big Ten school, and his aesthetic is uncool, right? He existed in this Greek life frat community that allowed him to get laid, party, have fun, and then he moves into an environment where none of that's viable anymore.
He needs to adapt.
And adopt things like Sylvia Plath and matcha lattes and Labubus. And, you're playing the same game, right? And you can't hate the game. Right?
I think I've talked about why I don't like performative males before to you, right? Because it confuses me. As a gay man, I see a man with a labubu, and I'm like, that is a gay man right there. You can't do that
crop
anymore.
Tops.
You can't do it
Crop
that
top,
anymore.
a little crochet
crop
mesh.
top, yeah.
A little crochet mesh, yeah.
I'm like, ooh, I feel like I saw the inklings of this in London. You know, so many gay men at the gay clubs, straight men at the gay clubs, and oh my God, like you would spend like 5 minutes talking to them and being like, oh my God, I think they might be interested. Oh my God, no, then they end up being straight.
What a disappointment.
Yeah. And it's because they're comfortable enough to wear, you know, the sweater vests. They're also comfortable enough to go to the gay clubs.
Interesting.
Right? To hang out. I think that might be a part of the performative male.
For flamboyance.
Yeah.
Partially. And I think if there's anything, I've been such a proponent of people feeling comfortable existing and finding aesthetics that feel authentic to them.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing. I love seeing that right now. When I first learned how to dress myself beyond the advice that my mom would give me.
Before we go further, are you a performative male? Do you consider yourself a performative male?
Are certain aesthetic choices I have tailored to fit an agenda? Sometimes. Sometimes you can sometimes.
You can weaponize.
You can talk about certain
sweater.
things if you know that there's like a mutual interest. Maybe it's a little bit performative. Personally, I've been a fan of astrology recently. If I talk about astrology on a first date to a woman who's really into astrology, yes, partially we are finding, you know, shared conversation, but at the same time, you know, maybe I'm trying to develop rapport. Does that make sense?
Astrology is the fake one, right? I always confuse them. There's astronomy and then there's
astronomy
astrology.
is the scientific study. Astrology is
the fake
Sagittarius, a little Leo action, a little Scorpio stuff.
I'm a Virgo. That's as much as I know.
That makes so much sense. I have no context to knowing what that means.
So tell me about your journey on this performative male kind of era.
Yeah.
Because
totally.
I think we've talked about this. You kind of were a performative male, or you were adopting some of the attributes of a performative male before.
Yes.
Before it was even part of the verbiage.
I think my culture has been appropriated partially.
Yeah.
With sympathy. The culture that exists now surrounding men's fashion, men's healthcare, grooming, this whole space didn't exist 10 years ago. Didn't exist.
It was gay.
In the slightest, it was singularly.
Derogatory.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. But in both ways. It was gay kept by the gay community. If you wanted to explore fashion in any capacity, you look at all the heads of many of these fashion houses run by gay men. Or if you wanted to explore just like fashion consumer space in general, there just wasn't a lot for straight men. So little 15-year-old Matt at the time was interested in all of these things. And it took me to weird corners of the internet where I found solace and community in straight men talking about grooming and fashion and all things that I like kind of developed a passion for. So at that time, there was, you know, it's not at all what I think people in the gay community experience to like find authenticity in their self-expression. But like I wore necklaces. I did stuff that like conventionally wasn't considered super masculine. Like I like bracelets and rings and like really expressive clothing and stuff. And like part of that was linked to this like punk rock music cultural identity that I had. But I think another part of it was just curiosity and like appreciation for the artistry in those spaces.
Yeah.
Which was really fun to me. And that I was also linked to like an appreciation for like reading. Like I really loved reading, but like widely. So, and I think that's another like topic that's like weirdly not geared towards men anymore, but like men are kind of making a return to like reading for fun, reading casually, reading fiction literature.
But sometimes, you know, the performative males are reading like what is it, like Marxist theory.
Yeah, which is almost like it's a little bit worse. It's a little bit heavy. Right?
It's heavy, right?
It's heavy.
And like, are you really taking it in, you know?
Effectively.
Or is it just for the cover?
Yeah. All of those things that I'd kind of like carved out an identity and an appreciation for have been sort of seen as the surface of like what you can do as a performative man to appeal to women who maybe want to date a dude that is into that stuff. And I think it's so wonderful that we've opened a space for men to feel comfortable and secure exploring all of these different topics. But at the same time,
You think
if you're not doing it with authenticity.
Yeah.
You know.
I think also it might be a danger because you're not really like changing
Your essence, your character.
Your essence, your character.
Yes.
You're just changing your facade.
Yeah. And that's the thing that's weird, right? Because
like ladies, they's beware.
Yeah, that's a separate part of the conversation, but like when you sort of converge in like a cultural style, right? Okay, you have Pilates girls, you have gym bros, you have all these different aesthetics that are so dominant in like Western fashion, right? Because we kind of have like the fashion cycle and trends and stuff, and I think that's totally fine. If someone finds joy in being part of an aesthetic group and an identity, that is wonderful. But I think there's a narrative that the performative males have where they think that they kind of own authenticity, right? I think you could hear that a lot where it's like, I'm cooler because I have my pleated, wide-legged, like Wrangler pants or whatever, and I have a carabiner key fob, and all of these different things. I think this community of men uses to assert themselves on like what's cool and gatekeeping what's cool.
Yeah.
And one of the weirdest things that I think, and is one of the most obvious ways to understand that it, like at the root of it, it's still inauthentic conformity. You look at like the 2015, 2016 hipster. Think of the aesthetic at the time. We all have an image that comes to mind when you think the 2016 hipster. It's the big beard. It's the wide.
I think the little mustache.
It's the mustache.
Little on the on the finger,
It's the chunky glasses.
Yeah.
With the black frame. It's the floppy beanie, the insufferable BuzzFeed floppy beanie.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's flannel. It's all
like
of
a
those.
little sweater, like kind of like on top of the flannel.
Yeah, and that's fine if you like that.
Do you think that was the predecessor to the performative male?
Think of the inverse. What does the performative male wear? Small fishernet beanies, thin mustaches, wired-framed glasses, neutral, earth-toned linens. Come on, like we can see this. We can see the flip. Fashion is always a conversation. Fashion is always a conversation between the dominant point and then you have a cultural counterpoint. Tom Ford said the essence of fashion value is shock value.
Wow.
And to find shock value, you have to do something that's a little different. But this doesn't feel new. This doesn't feel innovative. It doesn't feel expressive. But the same people that are taking this style are claiming that it's the most innovative, groundbreaking thing that a man can do in the space of fashion. And I think that's inauthentic.
Okay. Well, let's talk about the opposite, right? The guys who are still, kind of fratty, into sports, cracking a cold one.
Absolutely.
Right? Do you think they're still being prompted, or do you think that what comes to mind right now is Taylor Swift's soon-to-be husband. Right.
Yes, Mr. Travis Swift.
Right. Mr. Travis Swift. He isn't a performative male.
What a good example.
Right?
What a good example.
Right?
You wouldn't say that, but I think expectations are shifting. Women, as they should, are demanding more for what they want out of a partner, and they're okay with not being in a relationship if they can't find that. Right? And you look at someone like Travis Kelce, who's...
We should call him Travis
Swift.
Yes.
Travis Swift.
Yes.
Whose history shows that he's been...
His proper name.
Reckless, frat boy, having fun, primarily chasing relationships that feel a little lustful, maybe not maturely grounded, bouncing between some of those, and then you get to a space where you have the opportunity of dating Taylor Swift. Huge moment. I think there are very few men alive, I couldn't even name them, who are capable of measuring up to the cultural weight that is in that position. As heavy as sitting in the Oval Office. But instead of foreign nationals, you have teenage women who will attack you if you fuck up.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
On that topic, I want to talk about Taylor Swift, the future potential, Democratic nominee,
Oh.
right, presidential nominee.
Yeah.
Tell me about what you think about her as a man who is wearing a sweater right now, right? And what you are afraid of, what you like, maybe if you want to be kind and
Prospective
don't want to
presidential
be
nominee.
doxxed
I
by the Swifties.
Yeah, I think the job of being like the prospective candidate for presidential office is
Do you think
would challenge her in a social way that I don't think
do you
she's
think it's
had to.
possible? You think it's possible?
I think Taylor Swift, as a musician, as a businesswoman,
Mm-hmm.
as a PR
She's
persona,
ruthless.
she's ruthless, but she's been talented at selling her personality
Mm-hmm.
and her interests to what I'd say is a pretty narrow niche.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's strong. It's
Who's ride or
really,
die.
really strong.
Yeah.
Does she have the mass appeal to extend beyond that and appeal to all the various pockets of culture required to win the presidency? I don't think so.
Really?
I don't think so. I think she's good at existing really, really effectively in one of the most robust consumer markets, which is teenage girls. And I don't know if she has the
But-
talent.
She moves economies,
That is true.
She moves economies just like Beyonce. I think those are the two people I think of that's like people love having them in their cities because the economy, like, I think I
Yeah.
remember like the mayor of Chicago at one moment was like, I think it was either Beyonce or Taylor Swift. I think it was Beyonce. It was like, I wish they could have stayed a little longer and it would have like helped the
yeah.
economy,
Yeah.
the local economy. Like, that's incredible. And hey, when it comes to an election, what do people care most about? The economy.
So yeah, centering Taylor Swift, that could be true. Imagine how much more motivated people would be to go to work if we had money with Taylor Swift's face on it.
Imagine
Like
you're
how
getting paid
efficient.
with
All the teenage girls would
Swift
be Wall
bucks.
Street bankers, and we'd have
Oh my God.
the most
They would be
dominant financial
on it.
services industry
On
in
it.
yeah, in generations.
it.
What do you mean? The Eras Tour limited edition $10 bill just dropped. Like, I would want that. I'd have more money now, I could frame it.
I heard that if she ever gets pregnant, the baby boom, people are like, complaining about, oh my God, the decline in birth rates, yada, yada,
Oh.
yada. If Taylor Swift gets pregnant,
Yeah. See, well, okay.
I
Maybe
even-
this is
let's think a
better
little
strategy.
Let's think a little bit more recent, actually. People have actually, I don't know if joking or like realistically, been like, things I would do immediately after Taylor Swift announced the engagement. I would buy stocks in jewelry. I would
Wow.
buy stocks in, right, because now
Yeah.
you're going to prompt a lot of men.
This is what the teenage girl traders are doing right now. They're high yield assets.
Yeah. I mean, think about it.
That's
It's
very
incredible.
true.
It's
Yeah.
incredible.
Well, if not president, what if she like operated as a figurehead within the Democratic Party as their secret weapon to mobilize anyone at any time to do anything? And maybe that's what it comes down to is Taylor Swift's willingness to exercise that power. It doesn't seem like she's super engaged in politics. She's been hanging around what only seems to be a pretty heavily MAGA-influenced community with the Kansas City fans, that little cohort of people. Travis Kelce is not represented himself as a progressive icon by any means. Yeah, I think it's uncertain to see what she would even do in the political arena, and if her goals extend beyond just maintaining the Swift enterprise, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's interesting also to consider who she is as a person, right? No one really knows. I mean, we only kind of understand her as this image that's presented to us as this kind of icon, this powerful
Yeah,
woman.
yeah.
No one knows what goes on behind closed doors and what this woman thinks.
Yeah,
But there is this kind of cohort of people who think she's crazy, who think that she is like,
Yeah.
very, I don't know.
A little narcissistic.
A little narcissistic.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's easy to judge.
And she understands that too, right? That
Yeah.
was what the Reputation era was,
Yeah.
right? She was like, oh, everyone's calling me a
Embracing.
snake. Sure.
It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
maybe I am.
Yeah.
Right?
Maybe I
And
am.
I think like an effective proxy for trying to understand who she is as a person is just looking at what she's done and the incredible degree of accomplishments that she's made across her career, and understanding that at the end of the day, you don't achieve that by not being ruthless and unwaveringly committed
Yeah.
to yourself
Yeah.
in a way that might cause many other people to crack.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense. I mean, if you truly, spent all the time to care about what every single other person's,
Yeah.
feelings were,
Yeah.
or, that takes a lot, and when it's business, it's business. And I'm sure she's had to,
I
do
think
things for the sake of herself.
Yeah, I think that's where
to,
she's
to get that far.
the most truly exceptional. I think if you look at just her music alone, like her music inspires so many people, and it's adored by such a treasured fan base. But at the same time, I think like the most exceptional thing about that woman is her drive and the way that she can build stuff. Whether it's this like cult of personality, it's the like resilience, battling for all of her rights within the music industry, in an industry that doesn't take well to assertive women, especially young women who are attempting to be like they're exploited at every other turn. And I think that is insanely remarkable.
To wrap up, I kind of want to think about how we wrap this all together.
Yeah.
What do you think that Taylor Swift in some way can resolve this kind of epidemic that we have of the performative male?
Oh, what a unique question. I think Taylor Swift, in some ways, represents what it's like to kind of just own yourself, if that makes sense. Maybe this feels too curated, but at so many moments in her career, she hasn't been cool, but she's been authentic,
Right.
and she's done what felt like she's wanted to do, that felt true to herself, and she's internalized it, and she's amassed this huge crowd of support from so many people. And I think the performative male can learn from Taylor Swift.
Yeah, the showgirl.
The showgirl herself. That if you do something with enough ownership and confidence and authenticity, it does not matter if it's Labubus or matcha or feminist literature. If it's something that you love, the crowd might follow.
And I don't think she's wavered from that either. I think she's always
No.
been very consistent
Yeah.
with her identity. Taylor Swift is, the girl who is a lover, and a girl
Yeah.
who is a bit of the jealous type, a bit of the revenge type.
I think so many people, herself included, can admit that stuff that she's done throughout her career has been maybe a little lame.
Or
But
wrong even.
Lame or wrong,
Yeah.
but she...
Like, she considers herself,
Yeah.
understands. She's like, oh, I understand that some of you guys
Yeah.
think I'm the villain for some of this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she knows who her people are, right?
Yeah.
And maybe that's
And they love her for her faults and for her successes.
that's what the performative male needs to
Understand.
understand. Like, who your people are, who will accept you for you with
Yeah.
your own authentic interests. If that happens to be, like 18th century academic literature, and you read that publicly in a coffee shop, then that's a beautiful expression of your life and your creativity and your energy. If it's not, that's okay too. And there will still be women to love you for it.
If you want to read Diary of a Wimpy Kid instead, do it.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with Greg Heffley. If anything,
They're still pumping out books. Did you know that?
are you serious? Yeah. What's his name?
Um,
No, that's the character. The
I don't know.
author.
The author, yeah.
He and Taylor Swift need to join forces and do something with
He needs to bring
resilience.
Back, do you remember Pop Tropica?
Do I remember Pop Tropica?
Of
course.
The owner or the writer of the Diary of a Wimpy Kid books created Pop Tropica.
Ruthless billionaire, probably also a narcissist.
He should bring it back and make a Taylor Swift island.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think any venture that involves an island might be a difficult PR sell right now with island controversy. I don't want to get more children involved in islands. Lewis.
Is that why Pop Tropica like went under, do you think?
Might have been a psyop.
Yeah.
But we'll do more brainstorming. Maybe we could do like a lodge, like a skip. Pop
lodge?
Tropica takes it to the mountains.
Takes to the what's in with the kids right
Like
now? Takes
Taylor
to the
Swift
coffee shop.
from the Appalachian.
Appalachian Mountains.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see how it is.
There's more to discuss.
There's more to discuss.
As always.
Much to think about. But I want to thank you for, giving us this perspective on and this insight, from your community on on this epidemic that is the performative males. And, and the hot girl right now and always Taylor Swift.
Lewis, thank you for having me. As a brief disclaimer before we part, I'm not an expert on Taylor Swift, so if any of my opinions have been false or inaccurate, Swifties, please do not dox me. I come in good faith, but Lewis, thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Next episode, we might have a Taylor Swift fan. Who knows? We shall see.
We'll find one.
We'll find one. It's not hard. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, and
until next time,
I'm Luis Castaneda.
And I'm Matt Montanil.
And this is Twinks That Think.